What's good with it, everyone? This is your boy DJ's Raw Uncut Truth. Give you that raw content that you deservedly need. I got my boy DZ King. What's up, my brother?
Hey, what's good? What's good, DJ? Always good to be in the podcast with you, the channel. So, hey, man, I'm just glad that we're having this topic today, man. We're about to go in, so I'm looking forward to it, bro.
Yes, my brother. Yes. Blessed by the Most High, man. We got to keep it strong around here. Got to
Yeah,
keep it
for sure.
strong and preserve that ruling class mentality so we all can
Exactly.
be successful. You feel me?
Straight facts. Oh yeah, straight facts, man. Straight facts, man. Like it's so important for us to inspire the brothers out here to have that ruling class mentality, man. I will say one thing, DJ, you've always exhibited that, and
Thank you,
that's
my
something
brother.
that other brothers out here are being inspired by. So certainly, man, like a lot of this, that's why the guys are subscribing to your channel. So like because you exhibit that sort of mentality, man. So respect to you for that, man.
That means a lot. And I got to say this before we start. Uh, when I made this channel, I wanted to make it for all you guys, but for the enlightened brothers. Because there's
Hmm.
so many YouTubers who weren't raised right or raised like a hater. So they don't have good
Straight
content.
facts.
They go around hating and being emotional. When I made this channel, I
Hmm.
made an oath to myself
Yeah,
to put logic over emotion.
facts, facts.
For
Yeah,
real.
yeah, exactly. Put logic over emotion for sure, because at the end of the day, it's we live in a society where people just want to be emotional and they want to take emotional decisions. They want their arguments are emotional, and they don't they forgot how our OGs and our fathers and mothers back in the day you should think. And we need to bring that mentality back, whether that is that old school mentality. We understand we live in a modern society, but that doesn't mean that we need to forget where our roots have come from. So um definitely being the example with you and me and other brothers like Hoop Jargon, J Strokes, all these brothers out here that exhibit that sort of mentality. We need to be at the forefront and make sure that other brothers can follow in, because we're not just doing it for ourselves. We're doing it for everybody else. So we want to make sure that we exhibit that sort of mentality, man. So logic over emotion, right there.
Amen, my brother. This is the reason why I got DZ King up in here. We need that manly energy for today's show. And we're gonna talk about Lavar Ball. Now, he's got a
Mhm.
lot of haters, but they can't dispute the truth he just said. He went on a radio show
Mhm.
and they were asking him about what he teaches his boys about them going to the NBA. And
Yeah.
he pretty much told them the reality. He
Mhm.
tells them you're a superstar or a basketball, not even just a superstar, you're a professional basketball player.
Yeah.
And since you're a professional basketball player and you're famous,
Mhm.
it's really tough to find a good girl. He said that you will find hoes. What
Yep.
he just stated was truth. And he will save his kids' lives
Mhm.
by saying that. What do you think, my brother?
Hey, you like I actually when I actually I read that article a few days ago when it came out, and that totally resonated to me, because a lot of people were actually hating on what Lavar Ball said, and I don't see anything wrong with that. This is a man who this is what a man says, a man who's a father who has a ruling class mentality. That's what he tells his kids. He's not trying to tell these Lamelo and Lonzo and Jello to, he's not trying to bring them down. He's just trying to give them the reality of the situation, what it is. Like, if guys like me and you, normal guys, can go out there and we meet concubines and women that treat us like that gold diggers. A lot of them, not to say that they're not good women out there. If we're able to to go through such experiences, what about an NBA star? And Lavar is trying to tell, especially Melo, right now, is that hey, you are an NBA star right now, and don't think that you're going to meet the best women out there. There are a lot of women out there that want to go for you just because you have money. It's just giving them the reality of the situation, because guess what? Lonzo Ball and Jello, they met hoes. Zoe already has a kid with one. Let's be honest. Like, I got respect for Zoe, and I hope everything goes well with Denise, and they have a beautiful daughter, Zoe. But I hope everything goes right. But from what we've seen from the past, you see with Denise Garcia, she's not the most loyal chick out there. She definitely got the bag, because there's the whole reason why she got that kid. She wants to get the bag, and Zoe made that mistake. Now he's stuck with the kid for 18 years and got to pay child support. Can't do anything about it. And I think Lavar saw that with Zoe, and Lavar is like, you know what? The best thing I can do for Melo is give him that advice before his NBA career really starts. That way he knows what is going to what experiences is going to go through, especially with women. Because if he doesn't be careful, he may end up getting the wrong woman, impregnating the wrong woman, and guess what? His whole life is done. We've seen DJ, a lot of entertainers, high profile entertainers, high profile NBA players gain these relationships and marriages, and that totally messes them up. Their whole lives. They end up getting drugs, having financial problems, they end up being divorced, and guess what? After that, their whole lives are messed up. And I think that's what Lavar is telling his kids. Hey, you guys better be careful, man. Make sure that you just don't wife up anybody out here. Don't wife up any concubines or hoes. Make sure that you focus on your craft, which is basketball. Basically, he's trying to tell these guys that, hey, make sure you actually follow what Derek Jeter is doing. He got married after his whole career. Like, he wasn't wifing up anybody.
Right.
He made sure he did that, and that's the model that we should follow what Derek Jeter is doing. Like, make sure that, hey, even guys like us, make sure that we're good before we even get married to somebody. Like, just make sure we make the right choices. Eat most of our lives, and then when we are ready, we wife up the right woman. But it's very hard.
You know what LaMelo got to realize, and I believe he's listening to his father.
Yeah.
He has to protect his seed. His seed is $1 million check.
Facts.
And when you spill that seed into a concubine or hoe, then you're wasting your seed, and your children will grow up to know that their mother is deceitful, ungrateful, and that she only collected all that money for herself. There's so many stories I hear about baby mamas spending the child support money for clothes, nails, shoes, things for them to look better, enhancements. This is all true. We're not saying all, and I'm tired of that. Not all. We know it's not all.
Yeah.
Like, I can't stand that shit. Not all. We get that.
Yeah.
We're talking about the concubines who always chase these stars. Lamar broke it down. All they gotta do is go on Google, go on Baller Alert,
search for your name. That's it.
That's all they gotta do. Know where you're at, what club you're going to.
Yep. That's it. That is it. Like, all they need to do is go. Like, the thing is, we live in the age of information and technology. So anybody can actually go and search for somebody's name. All the information is out there. These girls can go on Instagram, Facebook. They have your whole catalog right there. They don't even need your phone number anymore. They can just DM you right there, and they got all your information right, and and that's the thing. That's just the reality of the situation. Um, a lot of these women out here are taking it so personally when we call them hoes. Like, not all of them are hoes. Like, if you're a good woman, you're not going to say anything about it. It's only the ones that are going to complain about it that are going to say something. The ones that have a problem with it, they're going to say something about it. But a lot of these,
I got a rule, brother.
yeah,
I got a
yeah,
rule
yeah.
for to avoid a number of concubines.
Mhm.
So if you're sworn by a group of women, I have a
Yeah.
rule. If it's more than three, it shall not be.
Facts.
Let me repeat that.
Facts.
If
Facts.
it's more than three, it
Yeah.
shall not be.
Facts.
So we
I
know
agree.
that these athletes have fun, but you got to wear protection. You got to make sure that these scallywags uh, cannot extract your seed because that's a meal ticket for them. That's how they get out the hood or their poor circumstance.
That's straight facts right there, that's how they do it, man. Like, they try to look for that easy check,
Hmm.
because a lot of them, unfortunately, and that's the problem. Like, a lot of especially in the black community, but pretty much a lot of households these days, that there's no fathers in the household. So guess what? These daughters, these women you know, end up growing up with, bad mother figures. Not to say every mother out there is doing a bad job. Not to say that, but a lot of them end up growing up in these matriarchy households, and they don't have any, um, male energy, and that actually, teaches them the right things on how to act and how to be a good woman. And guess what? They don't have any examples. They go out there and they actually make their own decisions, and they think that a man is only good for money, and that's when they start ending, and they end up, dating a man for the wrong reasons. Not to say that a man can not offer financial support to to a woman, but that should not be the only thing he's good for. And that's when a hoe comes in, and or a concubine, and actually uses you for that. And that's why we're calling out a lot of these. That's why Lavar, guys like Lavar, me and you and other homies are calling out, we're calling out these hoes. Let's just call it like it is, and we're making sure that we don't put ourselves in these situations. So if Lavar can just say some words of wisdom to Lamelo, and actually let him know, hey, this is what's happening, that can save his future. Lavar would do whatever he can to save his son's future, and to make him avoid any crazy situation that is, that he may endure. So I mean, that's just the reality.
Brother, look at all these prospect kids that were
Yeah.
drafted. They got. I just realized Anthony Edwards had a kid out of high school. Now, I hope
Yep.
Anthony Edwards have a good NBA career, but it just shows you the difference when you have a strong father telling
Facts.
LaMelo, "Hey, watch out for these women." And you had Shines mad at LeVar for that, but LeVar saved his kid's life.
Yep.
Child support is became a notion of hoe support. It has no meaning no
Yep.
more.
Yep. Has no
That
meaning
money
at all.
goes to the mother now. She ain't gonna use it for the kids. I've seen it. It's
Hmm.
a travesty.
It is a travesty. Unfortunately, it is a travesty, and the thing is that a lot of these mother women, they end up, like, asking for exorbitant amounts from the court system, which pretty much favors the matriarchy. It's a matriarchal, court system, and guess what? They end up gaining more money than they need in order to take care of the kid. And it's not about taking care of the kid at the end of the day. It's taking they because a lot of these women out here are narcissists right there. So they'll do whatever they can to funnel out a lot of money from the man. Rarely do you want a woman that says, "Hey, actually, I'm going to take responsibility for my kid," and um, you know, and not try to use my guy and everything. But I say I put responsibility on the man. We need to do a better job of actually, you know, picking our woman and not glorifying whole culture. Because when we glorify whole culture, that's what happens. So
Exactly.
it's responsibility on both sides. It's responsibility on both sides. But a lot of people have an issue with what Lavar Ball says because he's not going to toe the line. You know, he picked a great woman in Tina Ball who has a ruling class mentality and who created beautiful children with him, and they had a plan the whole time. And that's why people have an issue with that, because Lavar Ball did not end up like a lot of brothers out here in the hood and, you know, having an unsuccessful life and everything. He actually came out of the hood and made something out of himself.
So true, my brother.
Yeah.
And I'm glad you pointed that out. It starts with us as men. We could all talk about hoes and concubines and the whole society is ruining good women. We could say that all we want, but it all starts with our choices. We don't have to choose Lakeisha in the hood to pregnate because we saw her at a club and she looking like a dime piece. Sometimes you need to go with a Renee who got her schooling down, degrees. Sometimes we need to settle for that.
Facts.
Then LaQuisha.
Facts, yeah. Exactly. Like sometimes we gotta you know we gotta settle for, you know, the Renee or the Sally from the country. You know, somebody who's, you know, she doesn't need to be all over the clubs popping bottles with her friends every single weekend and all that. You know, I get it. You know, there's a phase in our lives where we want to, you know, go crazy with these type of chicks, but you know, the thing is, these type of chicks are not sustainable long term. A guy with a ruling class mentality is going to pick a woman that actually is sustainable long term. And I get it. There's a lot of brothers out here that do make the mistake of, you know, going out with a woman that like that, and they end up finding out that she was the wrong choice. But also, there's a lot of brothers out here like Lavar, and that actually picked the right woman to inseminate. So we got to make the right decisions in actually inseminating the right woman. Yes, you know, it's nice to have fun with somebody with a woman that likes going out a bit and all that, but that shouldn't be the goal. You know, sometimes, like you said, you know, rather we date the one the Renee that's, you know, that has her life together, the LaQuisha who's a hood rat, you know, and wants to go crazy everywhere, you know. So it's all about making the right choices, because at the end of the day, if we don't make the right choices, then, like you said, man, we're going to end up bringing children in the world that are just going to not have good lives. And, you know, that should not be the goal out here, man. We should make sure that the children that we bring forth in this world have good lives and have good sustainable lives and have good examples in their lives, not you know, hood rats.
You know, my brother, one thing we failed our children is bringing them to this world without a stable family. That's the worst thing we could ever do.
Facts.
It's selfish. Due to our temptation and weakness, we settle for a concubine or a hoe or whatever you want to call her.
Facts.
And we put this kid's life in jeopardy because of one fun night.
We
gotta develop a ruling class mentality. We gotta save these kids from being in impoverished homes. You know what's so sad? There's a lot of stories of athletes, they give their baby mothers child support money. Can you believe that the baby mom does not put that money up for a trust fund? So when the kid gets to 18 years old, he's mad at the father, saying, my father didn't look out for me, but didn't realize his father paid all that child support, and the mom didn't even give him money for school that the father gave from child support.
Wow, that's crazy. That's crazy right here. Like, I'm not surprised. It's the thing is, you know, when you end up marrying some of these ones, they can make like, Chronicle said a woman is like a child with breasts. They'll make a lot of stupid decisions, and that's true. Like, like they're like kids sometimes. Like, especially the ones that don't have that haven't been brought up in proper environments, they'll end up making these stupid decisions like that. And instead of taking care of the kid, whatever money that they get from child support, they'll end up using that money to take care of themselves. And us as men, fortunately, I mean, that's just the reality of the situation. We have to take our time to get to know these women really well before we even get into a relationship with them, actually. And because right now it's like we have to get to even know their families well. Because guess what? When we get to know a woman, if she doesn't have a good family, hey, it's doomsday for us. So we gotta make sure we have the right structure, and that's where you can actually use Lavar Ball as a blueprint. Because Lavar, if you see Tina's family, they're a good family. You can see that they have everything together. Yeah, they're a white family and all that. We get it, but that's not the point. The point is that he married Tina because she had a structured life and she could provide him the best breed of children in order to be successful in the NBA. And at the same time, too, I'm pretty sure Lavar, with the ruling class mentality that he has, saw Tina's family and he's like, you know what? They're actually a good family, and I want them, and I want to procreate with Tina. Trust me, if Tina did not have a good family, Lavar Ball would not have made that big mistake. And I'm pretty sure when LaMelo, listened to what Lavar Ball told him about the hoes, LaMelo was like, I'm pretty sure LaMelo listened to him instead of criticizing and questioning his father, because he knows every decision that Lavar Ball has made in his life has been 100% correct, and I'm pretty sure he listened to the words of wisdom that his father has provided him. If Lavar Ball was a hypocrite and did not practice what he preached, you think his kids would have listened to him? Of course not. I'm pretty sure he listened to Lavar when those words of wisdom were provided to him.
I'm gonna end this conversation by this, and you're gonna like what I'm about to say.
Yeah.
If Lavar Ball was a single mother named Latifah,
yeah,
and she was loud and rambunctious, even more loud than Lavar,
yeah,
and she emasculated her kids on national television, everybody and their mama would have said that she was a strong woman. She was a strong black woman. That's how you take care of your kids. Even though she embarrassed her kids on national TV, they would have applauded.
Oh man, that's straight facts, man. They were going crazy. Everyone, like Kevin Durant's mom, who's a loud mouth, by the way.
Right?
She's a loud mouth. Oh man, Stephen A. Smith, SM, Shannon Sharp, everyone will actually praise her. Oh my goodness me, she's the best mother in the world. But the thing is, what I love about what Lavar is doing, especially since Melo got drafted in the NBA and Lonzo got drafted 2 years ago, what I love about this is that he proved every single one of them wrong, every single critic wrong. All these broads like Jamel Hill, Michelle Beadle, Sarah Spain, do you hear any of them right now? None of them actually are, have been proven right. And I'm just so glad that I'm able to see that, because a lot of guys like Rob Parker, I don't know if you watched that interview the other day where he's like, oh, I don't remember anybody criticizing Lavar Ball. I'm like, Rob Parker, shut the hell up, man. That guy's an idiot, by the way. I'm like, dude, how can you say that about somebody like you been criticizing the whole time? Everyone 3 years ago. was saying that Lavar Ball did not know what he was talking about. He was a bad father. He was abusing his kids and everything. And now everybody's eating the words. Everybody's taking back the words now that the guy has, has true NBA sons that have been actually that were drafted top three. Nobody can say that. So, hey, that just shows you, man. Like, you have to lead by action, and when you lead by action, you get a lot of haters.
Absolutely, man. And Rob Parker, he's an uppity Negro, so we know how he rolls. It just, I don't take him seriously. All the negative media that this family has received, you're gonna say that none of that mattered? I just don't believe it.
I don't believe it.
But thank you, brother, for joining the show. Follow my brother DZ King. He's a real one, and all praise to the Most High.
I appreciate you, man. Thank you so much, TJ, for bringing me in the show. And certainly, it's always a pleasure. And for everyone, watching and listening to this, make sure you follow DJ. And he's a great brother out here. And certainly, but no, thank you so much for bringing me on this show today, man.
No doubt, my brother.
And